Donuts for dinner again?
These aren't just any donuts. They're donuts.
Your mother?
Ugh, she's donuts.
Your mother.
Kiriko Komori is the 31st character added to Overwatch and is like cousin to Genji or Hanzo. Why are all three Japanese characters ninjas again? Okay, whatever. She's the coolest one in the whole family. Taught in both the ways of martial arts and spiritual healing, she is a powerful pick in the hands of anyone who knows what they're doing. Except I don't know what I'm doing, so instead I'll show you how to play Kiriko in a much more casual environment. This is the Kiriko experience. Oh, also, this is episode 3 in a series about Overwatch support, so if you'd like to see more of these, please subscribe and let me know. How can you describe Kiriko in a sentence? Well, imagine a character who can hold their own in 1v1s. Imagine a character who combos with most of the cast of the game. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna make a joke about it. I don't even know what that is. Listen, if it doesn't have a clown in it, I can't really get into it. I had to draw red noses on the Overwatch cast just to even talk about them. So Kiriko, huh? Kiriko's main source of damage is a highly accurate kunai, but she's a support, so it doesn't really do that much. Wait a second. Oh my, hold on. These kunai have a unique ×3 headshot multiplier, which means if you're hitting headshots, Kiriko quickly becomes a deadly powerhouse. But that doesn't mean you should go on a rampage. I said should. That doesn't mean I won't from time to time. So far, my favorite use of her kunai is pestering the enemy Widow, because with 1 to 2 lucky shots, you're getting revenge for every time the French have wronged you. As Kiriko, I often find it important to try and poke the squishier enemies, because, you might get an accidental headshot and an early pick. Speaking of poke, let's talk about 1v1s. Now, as a support player, most 1v1s end up with me yelling, "Someone save me, please, team, I'm being attacked, help!" But with Kiriko, I found myself so excited to finally get some payback on the enemy Tracer. Well, most fights depend on if you get a headshot, otherwise your chances of survival are slim. Here's a nifty flowchart for that. Well, unless you're fighting the enemy Kiriko, because then the fight usually ends up looking like this. I'm joking! Stop! Kiriko has the magical healing ability of floating parking tickets, called Healing Ofuda. This loose bunch of post-it notes tracks down your teammates and gives an okay amount of healing, around 78 per second. Her HPS is lower than, say, Ana, Bap, or Moira, but it's enough to keep your pals in the fight. If the papers hit, that is. The biggest issue with her healing is it has the slowest travel time of any heal, meaning by the time you send out your papers, your Reinhardt might already be dead. But that doesn't mean you have to play close to your team to get value out of her. You just have to let your Genji know that it will take 3 to 5 business days for his healing to arrive. The wall climb passive allows Kiriko to scale walls to high ground. I don't really have much to say about this. It's a wall climb. You climb walls with it. Okay, sometimes I use it to fake out my enemy to avoid getting hit, but you look like an idiot while doing it, so... Okay, remember in my Moira video I said Fade was a get out of jail free card? Oh, you didn't watch that one? Well, you can make it up to me by subscribing and watching that video 100 times in a row. Well, you know who else has an arguably better get out of jail free card? That's Kiriko's Swift Step. It's like Moira's Fade, Reaper's Teleport, and Mercy's Guardian Angel all rolled up into one 5-second cooldown ability. It's pretty good. Simply look at a nearby teammate and it'll teleport you right beside them. This also removes any negative effects from yourself. Well, except for Ana's Anti, Cassidy's Grenade, Echo's Sticky Bombs, or Tracer's Pulse Bomb. Actually, This move only removes Junker Queen's Blade and Anti. Well, you've heard it here first, folks. Kiriko hates Australia. Now, once you use Swift Step, the enemy team may take this time to try and focus you, since you've lost your only escape method. Try and keep this in mind and teleport accordingly. Additionally, you do have to be careful where you teleport, otherwise you might find yourself... Blizzard has finally given Overwatch players the ability to clean themselves. Hopefully the next hero forces players to touch grass also. Now, I'd love to tell you about Kiriko's Protection Zuzu, but Blizzard went ahead and sent me a commercial to do it for them. So let's roll it. Hi, Clowny Maze here to tell you about the all-in-one special product known as the Protection Zuzu. This ball does everything. Need some emergency heals? It does that. About to get diva bombed? It prevents that. Need some personal space? Boop your enemies away. Now take a look at this. It's a slept and antied Roadhog. Watch as the deep cleaning formula of the Protection Zuzu just wipes all that grime away. But wait, we're not done yet. Call now to get a second Protection Zuzu with your purchase for absolutely nothing.
Special offer only available in the shop. Terms and conditions apply. Please talk to your doctor before starting Zuzu.
Alright, I've been trying to avoid making a Naruto joke. I may be a clown, but I at least have standards. But the boss says that ratings are down, so... Kiriko's ult is like when Naruto goes Super Saiyan Mark III. Her ult takes up an entire city's block and powers herself up and her teammates while standing inside of it, increasing their fire rate, movement speed, and cooldowns while in use. Kitsune Rush is a great offensive ultimate that can help your team push themselves onto the objective, but I've also used it to counteract the enemy's push. Don't forget that Kiriko is also boosted in her own ultimate and can utilize the fire rate to increase her own healing and damage output. This is like when Sasuke transformed into a magical girl and used All for One to defeat Shinji and claim the One Piece, saving the world from the Gundam. Kiriko is genuinely such a breath of fresh air for support players, and that's not just because it's been 3 years since the last one, but like above all else, she's just fun to play. That said, having to wait for Season 4 to get another support hero is rough. I guess we'll have a lot of time to get familiar with Kiriko. What? Wait a second. What's that?